Hey everybody, Sam Kavaris in the Nimnik Sports Update powered by Budweiser. So the Jaguars fall to 2-6 with their loss to the Houston Texans at Reliant Stadium. It was a winnable game, and you look back at their schedule in those first 8 games now going into the bye. The Jaguars should have beat Carolina, should have beat Cincinnati, could have stolen one in Pittsburgh. Obviously, could have won this week as well, and it's a team that is underperforming. Where's that come from? You can say it's the quarterback position. They did not get the kind of play that they wanted from Luke McCown early on, and consequently they put Blaine Gabbert in the game, who clearly hasn't played even as well as he thinks he was going to. Gabbert and McCown have the Jaguars last in passing in the National Football League, like 32nd. That's not going to get it done in any situation, and probably what they deserve to be is 2-6. As Jack Del Rio says, they are what they are. The biggest question I think about Gabbert at this point is what Rich Gannon brought up in the game at the end of the game. His accuracy is not certainly what it needs to be in the National Football League. Is that a familiarity? Is that a lack of off-season training? Is that a lack of understanding of what's going on in the offense? But more than that, Gannon even mentioned that he might be a bit timid in the pocket, that he's kind of stepping out of the way, that he's ducking a bit, that he's throwing off his back foot. Is that something that in fact was something that came out of college with you, your lack of accuracy and your timidity in the pocket where you feel phantom pressure? Or is that something that you grow out of once you become confident in the offense and know what's expected of you in the National Football League? For the Jaguars right now, regrettably, the only way to find that out is to let him play and to see what happens over this year and over next year. But certainly Gabbert has not performed up even to his own expectations at this point, as the Jaguars are 2-6 going into the bye week. They then face Indianapolis on the road. They won't be home until the Sunday after Thanksgiving. The Florida-Georgia game, which now is known as the Georgia-Florida game since the Bulldogs are the winners, was not a very well-played game, and certainly if either quarterback had played well, it would have been a blowout one way or another, but it wasn't. Georgia found a way to win. Mark Richt admitted after the game that as much as he tried to say that it wasn't important, that in fact it was very important, and it's important for him overall, and important for the psyche of the fans, and honestly for the game in Jacksonville, for Georgia to be competitive in the game. You can't win 3 out of every 11. I mean, it's just got to be more competitive than that, and certainly when you have the better team that they have now in the last 2 years, you've got to come away with victories. More importantly for Georgia in the immediate sense is they stay in the SEC race, and for Mark Richt, it gets a lot of people off of his back. Florida, meanwhile, has now lost 4 straight for the first time since 1988, which also happens to be the last year that they lost to Vanderbilt, who happens to be the opponent this week for homecoming in Gainesville. We'll obviously follow that closely. And yes, congratulations to the St. Louis Cardinals as the World Series champions. I got to say that Game 6 is maybe one of the most exciting ends to a baseball game ever, let alone being a World Series game. I mean, a guy triples with 1 strike left in the 9th and homers in the 11th to win it. Who's from there? I mean, that's stuff that you write and people go, that's very implausible. They give you a C for that in writing class. Nonetheless, very exciting. Makes you kind of itch for baseball to come back spring training February 14th, by the way. I'm Sam Kavaris. That's the Nimnik Sports Update powered by Budweiser.